Okay, real quick, this is the setup where we are triggering a DC motor with a button. Okay, this is what we've done in class, and I just want to kind of recap it. So I have this button right here. This is going to my AO pin and the ground. Separately, I have my pin 13, which is going to this relay. The relay also needs 5 volts and it also needs a ground. So that's what's happening on this side. From a coding standpoint, okay, I activate pin 13, I activate AO, I have this A value which is initialized at 0. I digital read, I pull in that digital read. What is that AO value? Is it 0 or 1? If it's 0, I turn 13 on for a second. Otherwise, I turn 13 off for a second. So even though they're wired somewhat independently, right, they are connected in the code by taking in the input of the button, and when that button is 0, triggering 13 to open up this relay. And when it does, it closes the loop, okay? And that loop goes from the relay to my DC motor to my battery back to the relay. So when I do this and I click, it turns my relay on, which activates that. All right, so that is my button triggering my DC motor to work. Now what I'm going to show is all I'm doing is I'm going to change the way that the computer is pulling in information. Rather than using a button to do that, I'm now going to use this guy, which is a rangefinder. Okay, rangefinder has two different, an echo pin and a trig pin, and what it does is it bounces off objects, and then it receives that signal, and by doing that, it tells it how far away things are. All I'm doing is I'm replacing my button with this value, and I do that just by taking out my pin, my button, okay, my button here. Actually, I'm gonna pause for a second. Take that out, take that out. So I'm removing my button, okay, and I'm replacing it with this. Now this requires, as you can see, 4 different things. VCC, that is the power, so that's going to go to 5 volts. Trig is going to go to pin 2, echo is going to go to pin 3, and then my ground. Now the problem is now I have 2 things that need 5 volts, but I've only got one 5-volt pin here. So I'm going to bring in my breadboard,